Alrighty. Good evening, everyone, on Randomania 2. Guys, welcome. Got more spring tournament action here. Second last match of week 5. It is me, Gregory Puff, here with Ilmar's Ubermuller hanging out with me on comms. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing great. I love the fact you stumbled on the name but still pulled it out, Mr. Puff. We got a good one going on tonight, though. Match 2 and 2s, as you all know. 3 wins gets you that last chance qualifier. Nobody really wants to do that, but if you can pull out these last 2 wins, get yourself to 4 and 2. Guess what? You got a shot right there in the play-in race.
That is absolutely correct here. I mean, like you said, both these guys are 2 and 2, looking for their 3 and 2. The other one will go obviously 2 and 3. One will need that win to get into the last chance qualifier, where the other one will need the win to get into the play-in race. But we'll go over all that stuff as the race goes. I'm going to go on ahead and let these races go while we talk about their teams. I mean, obviously these guys drafted, right? I mean, no one just picks 2 thieves, a black belt, and a red mage, unless you're me.
Nah, the correct answer is that both have a black belt, though, so everything's fine. They're going to be fine. There shouldn't be any issues whatsoever. Black belt wins all the time. We all know that.
Yes, we all know that. So we're going to go on ahead and talk about the draft. It looks like all our racers are off to they're gone. Let's do this thing.
Here we go.
I know we got Black Magic check. We got Tempered. Not going to do a lot of damage.
Available to the Reds.
Good, and that Invis 2 is nice and promotion locked. The problem with that Invis 2 being where it is that we have black belts, and this is a party you're not going to probably want to do much promotion with. I mean, yeah, you have your Thief. You might want to promote to get your Thief, their ninja black magic spells, but that black belt, you want to make sure it gets as much M-def as humanly possible.
Yeah, you're gonna be looking to do your grind before you have any thought of promotion for this. You're gonna want to get as many levels as you can. 32 is the first number. 42 is where you just say, all right, I win now. You know, Your M-def is high, you're 10 punching, you're killing everything in one punch most of the time. So it'll be interesting to see who wants to take the long grind and who wants to take the short one.
Yeah, and I like the fact that Elmarkin's already out of town. He is run into some unrunnable mad ponies. Has to take it down with the fade. I'm not sure I would have even taken that battle. Maybe just reset out and see if you can get something where you don't have to waste one of your 2 fade charges. Gonna obviously run from the simp.
Yeah, imps, whatever. Who cares?
Mm-hmm.
Making our way there. So there's a half decent run. The first encounter seems to come after a couple steps. Then you get a good 35, 40 steps between encounters 1 and 2. So that's something that they may be able to utilize a bit.
Yeah, I expect with this party layout, I mean, especially with Fade at level 1, you got Temper at level 1 as well. I don't see these Thieves lasting much longer. I'm pretty sure the Thieves will probably go down after our March Cave dive, depending on if they even have to do that or not.
Yeah, whoa! Garland took about 180 and still standing. Look at that, he beefed up today.
Yeah, he clearly ate his Wheaties. He took a punch from that red mage for 2 damage, finally knocked him down. Yeah, I mean, the scaling on these bosses between 43% and 230%. So, I mean, Garland can roll pretty high. I mean, close around the 200 mark, I think, is the highest he can go. I'm not going to do the actual. Yeah, I'm not going to do the actual math because we don't math on Twitch. And Lincoln, you miss it. seeliefae knocks down Garland as well. We're going to get a French vanilla loot out of the king.
Herb from Princess Sarah.
Yeah, so we've got the princess is Holden, as they say, and
she's one of them girls who, you know, might not want to hang out with bad influence on the kids.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. But man, I'm looking at this magic here. It's kind of stacked, like Temper, Lock, and Invis 2 Fade. Like, what do you take at that point when you have Red Mage? I mean, obviously, you kind of want the Invis 2, but you kind of don't need it with a black belt. You just grind to 1,000,000 and punch your way through everything.
You can do that. The other nice thing, too, though, is I'm assuming at some point you're probably going to be promoting, so you can get a couple of Temper casters going with those ninjas once they get up.
Yeah, and Elmarkin was 1 hit point away from getting one of those Thieves standoff on one of the better battles to ban your people off. We got a crystal out of Vicky. Not sure what he's doing with Matoya's eyes, but at least he can go over to Matoya's cave now and not have to double tip it. I
We
want to go.
just saw something really, really nasty, my friend. Red Sahags with damage poison. Come later on, especially in those big packs in C, that could be a massive issue.
Yeah, that is rough. You hate to see anything ugly like that roll on those Red Sahags because, like you said, trying to get through C. I mean, Red Sahag battles are pretty prevalent down there, and yeah, you don't want to mess with them. As we got just Bane and Stop. Didn't really see anything else like super exciting at Black Magic. Lamp, we got Lamp.
Lamp, this just in case that someone throws out that ink and your accuracy drops by that 2 points required to lose the hit, you gotta bring it back up.
Yeah, I want to go on ahead and thank everybody out in chat hanging out with us. Star 76 say what's up to you, man. How the maggots treating you? You got Zyphel here hanging out, Transferry hanging out, watching us do this thing. Our match is at 2-2, man. Elmarkin taking on seeliefae. Good stuff happening. Dangwoo here hanging out with us. And yeah, we're gonna see what's happening as we go into the room. We got a loose adamant. Everybody's gonna find that. That is really good, specifically for now.
Toya's hiding everything. The blind woman got it all, and a key from her for her crystal.
Now this is good stuff. So you have one loose item already found. You're probably going to have your black belt as your main damage dealer. But RPG limit break raiding us with a party of 94. What's going on, RPG? This is awesome. Burt Reynolds, yeah, welcome. Thanks for showing. You're hanging out with us. We just started this match like 5 minutes ago. It's pretty awesome stuff going on here. We got a loose adamant, loose canal. We got the key. Key, good thing, and as a black belt user that you are as well, you've got 3 spike tiles you can check in the inner sea because of the key. 2 that are inside of Astos' castle, or Northwest Castle as they call it, and the one that's unlocked Hoover.
Yeah, looking at any of those, you want to find a grind tile early, because like we were saying, you get that MDEF boosted, you get that black belt going up, then you can worry about promoting afterwards. But the faster you can get that grind done, sure, you're sacrificing a little bit by not getting key items. Speaking of key items, herb turns to slab, so you're not getting that 5% bonus, but the faster you can get that grind done and the more damage you can be doing, you can walk through the rest of the game.
Yeah, and at this point, depending on what the adamant turns into, we may not need that second loose item. I mean, because there's a couple of junk items, they're not really junk. I mean, Opal Cheerio is great. It's clearly the best majorly armor you can get in the game. Has 34 absorb, only a 2 evade penalty. You got the Power Bonk, of course, that does the cast Saber on you. Got Life 2 at level 3, Red Mage learnable.
Ooh, man, that's something good. White Mage magic been good roof so far, but the black's been lacking a bit.
Yeah, but I mean, you still got Fade. You got Mute. You got Heal 3.
Heal 3 about. Useful.
You're just gonna sleep on Mute.
Huh? Well, I guess if you want to X for mute someone for fun, I guess. But,
Yeah, I mean 3,200. I'm picking up Mute is all I'm saying. So
you just wanted in the slot to fill out the magic. You just want that completionist thing. Look, I have every slot filled.
So I want to go on ahead and thank Silverfire coming in here, raiding us with a party of 2 as well. Will Bloodworth out there as well, hanging out with us, watching this awesome race between a couple of 2 and 2s. The stakes are high, like I said before. I mean, we're in the 5th week of Swiss. We got 1 more week left. The 3 and 3s, the people that have the 50, the 700%, whatever you want to call it, or 50% record, are going to go to a last chance qualifier. And the last chance qualifier basically is a 24-person race, then only 1 person can win. So
that is not something you want to have to deal with. Sure, that chance to get in is something, but oh, good God, do you not want to deal with that?
Yeah, we got
Pro Ring and a Sunsword. Sunsword, not bad. Ooh, White Shirt as well.
Yeah, so we don't need that in Viz 2 anymore, so that's at least, I mean, we can still use it, but we don't necessarily need it now if we want to pick up the Lock and the Temper. Excuse me. Sunsword's really good for your Red Mage as well. In case you get into an encounter you don't want to waste a fade on, you get 1 thing maybe you can attack. So
no, absolutely. Anytime you can save a charge, even if it's something negligible, you get it. We already seen you get hit by that unrunnable Mad Pony and you really don't want to deal with it, a Sunsword Swing can take care of that.
Yeah. So, and then we were talking about the last chance qualifier. Oh, I like what he's doing here. He decides to dock up here. He's going to check lock Topher, and if it's nothing, he can actually reset back to the dock and then go talk to the dwarves because he's got the adamant. That's a really good play right there.
That's
And
smart.
that's a tile no one wants to see. A bunch of bull and a bunch of troll.
That's just going to waste a bunch of time and not give you the experience for it. Even worse, the black belt dies.
Yeah, and you definitely don't want your black belt to die. At this point, he's hoping there's nothing in here. Like, at least if there's nothing in here, he can just reset out and call it a day.
Yeah, exactly. The worst thing you want to see is something that you have to walk out and take this tile 2 more times.
Yeah, especially since it is unrunnable. At least it can't ambush you because it's unrunnable. But, man, this troll's hit hard. Way hard.
They're also rocking 0 armor on those thieves at this time.
And we got, even that light axe, as good as that is for harm 2, I would not want to keep it at this point.
There's a second one out there. Who knows? Could be somewhere right here in dwarves.
Yeah. And we're now looking.
Kenny, slow down there. 1 thief is better than 4 black belts. You need to slow down there, my friend.
Ooh, we got a floater find. That's fantastic. There we go. So we just need a canoe and we're in the air.
Yeah, lots of good things coming out already. Gonna check these lock chests, see if anything special comes out of here.
Yeah.
That's special.
Okay. Now all we need is like 3 eyes, a couple of fighters with low HP and no skills down here in Northwest Castle, and we're good to go. We're gonna finish this in about 45 minutes.
Yeah, if they find a good grind tile here, that black belt can get rolling real quick.
Yeah. And Seelie gonna pick up those $9 heals. That feels pretty good. It's always good to see any sort of vendory thing kind of cheap. I prefer buying like 1,000,000 tents, and it's always nice when those things are kind of cheapish.
Yeah. Cabins at 221, not horrible. 1,000 for houses, not horrible. Pro rings for 26k, something to note later. Haven't seen those tents yet, so hoping we can find those and get them at a cheap price.
Yeah, that chain armor for 40 is a little bit more interesting to me, but just because that's the chain armor's good early game armor. 15 absorb, you can throw it on your red mage. God, those sea pirates with Blaze and Aelmarkin had to reset back out. He was pretty far down in the sea heading towards Crescent.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. That's a couple of things in the sea now. We've seen those Kaizokus with Blaze. We've seen Red Sahags with damage poison. The faster we can get in the air and not worry about that, the better.
And Seelie's heading up towards Dwarf Cave as well. Going to get good news about the NASA and the floater in here. And so she's going to also feel very good about how this seed is going for. 11 minutes in, you found your canal, and you have the floater, and you have a mass immune.
Poof, yeah, not much more you would want outside of another big damage spell. Fade good at level 1, but obviously if you could find Nuke at 2, if we had, that would pretty much be the god part that you need.
Yeah, the only and the good thing about this party, again, like I said before, like you don't really, the thieves really aren't going to do much for you past like now. They don't really need to go anywhere. We got a really expensive Oxiel here.
Air is very expensive.
Yeah, that was 55 grand for that. So, wow. I'm gonna check. Got exit. Gonna need promotion to pick up that exit, and warp is completely locked out. That's unfortunate. Fizzle, what's going on, sir? It's good to have you here. You got Aelmarkin taking on seeliefae. Amazing stuff. Just a floater hanging out. We got another TNT. Got the old double dipping of marsh, or not required, but double dip of dwarves has to happen right now here on the Aelmarkin side. The annoying fetch quest.
Yeah, that's something they might. I guess at this point you're pretty much chasing it, right? We haven't found anything else that we can go to unless we're going Rodless Earth or Marsh. But I have a feeling we're going to be going after that TNT.
Yeah, well, the TNT's more than likely leading to the. The only thing I can think of is that the TNT's either leading to the canoe, or the Oxiel is going to be housing a second loose item.
Something just had death touch, and I didn't see if it was the cobra or the scorpion.
Or if they just hit him really hard.
No, I know it said slain, but I didn't see which one it came from.
Yeah, it looked like something happened with his stream right there, but I think you might be right. And if it's either one of those, I mean, you like to see it on either one of those versus something like mummies that are kind of everywhere, whereas at least cobras are only kind of in earth.
Yeah,
Scorpions
right around here
are only,
Earth.
yeah, and scorpions are only in Marsh Cave. And as of right now, I don't see either of these runners going to Marsh Cave unless they've full cleared the rest of the game.
Conflicting reports in chat.
Yeah. And Rojo, Ralphian here, 5, hanging out. I'm not even going to try to say her name. Ko. Why don't you go more? Keom, hanging out with us, watching this amazing race between these two fantastic runners at 2 and 2 here, trying to get that third win, trying to get out of that last chance qualifier area, because as of right now, no one wants to be a part of it. I wouldn't want to be a part of it. And do you like your fetch quest?
Yeah, hey, at least this opens up 2 for you, so probability's getting better and better that we're going to get in the air soon.
Yeah. So, how do you feel about fetch quests right now?
You know what? Honestly, they're fantastic, because we were saying the one thing we're missing is a grind tile. This is just 5%, 5%, 5% bonus. It's going to make that grind all the easier.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with you there. Wow. Seelie getting the business from these from this unrunnable bull troll pack that we know is also the Spike Island locked Topher. Gonna try to get through it, able to make it through, loses a thief, probably wants it that way anyway. So kind of a win-win here.
I've kind of been watching here, and it seems like after fight, so fight 1 is really quick off the power cycle, then you got about a 30-40 step go, and then between fights 2 and 3 is another big run. So the back half of this table's got to be loaded. Yeah.
And it looks like we're going to see what the... Oh, there's our canoe. We are in the air.
Time to fly, baby.
That's... Yes, Fizzle, question in chat wanting to know, is this some sort of draft? Absolutely it was. We started, I think, yes, Elmarkin won the coin toss. And started with a red mage. Seelie was like, that's cool. I like thieves. Went on ahead, threw a couple of thieves at him. And then Elmarkin was like, let's bring a black belt along. So that is how we ended up with what we have here currently. Elmarkin not even interested in talking to Sarda, which I don't blame him. Gonna just go ahead and make a beeline.
I'll fly there after. Walking's for chumps.
Yeah, and Gerwolves are gonna annoy Elmarkin by just casting heal too.
Over and over and over again.
Just all the heal twos. Just keep them coming. Make sure you guys have plenty of health before Elmarkin runs away.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, Fizzle pointing out the obvious there. Good routing there to just go on ahead and get out of here and save Sarda for once you get in the air.
And heal 3. They also have heal 3 behind heal 2. Just in case your second turn wasn't going to be a waste of time either.
Elmarkin, it's going to take him at least 5 minutes to get through this one battle.
Oh,
3 goes just, 7 times.
Man, if you didn't have a big enough sweeper, that would be the most annoying and painstaking fight. Thank God that's like on an enemy that only has like 70 HP.
Yeah, and seeliefae has managed both his both of her thieves, and now is in the 2-man area, which is where I expected both of these runners to be, especially with the equipment that they have. Aid on the red mage, sun sword, you got a mass immune that you can throw on your black belt. There is absolutely 100% no reason to keep your thieves up at this point. You need to get your levels on your red mage and black belt as fast as humanly possible.
Yeah, get them going. We've seen life too. We've got fade. The only thing, nuke at 5, so that's out of ninja range. Second slot, I think, is red learnable. I'm trying to remember which one's the warp slot.
The
Now,
warp slot's the third one. That's
yeah,
the one you can't learn.
that's right. So second slot is. I was fairly sure it was third, but
Yeah,
one day I'm gonna memorize that. I swear.
yeah. On the red mage, on the black mage you can't learn slot 3 at all at level 5. On the red mage you can learn slots 1 and slots 4, but you can't learn 2 and 3
Yeah,
until
well, that means
promotion,
that's
which is
gone.
why I couldn't get that. And then as far as red mage at white magic is concerned, you can only learn slot 1 pre-promotion, and then you can pick up slot 2 after promotion. So yay!
Knowledge.
And we're Aelmarkin in the air at 18 minutes 50 seconds. Gonna remember he did not talk to Sarda, so gonna fly over there and we're gonna see what Sarda houses. As wow, what else are we looking for? We know Oxio. We're looking for a cube. We're looking for a chime. We're looking for a rod. Got a tail. Tail's not what he wants to see, I'm sure.
No, that's something that's probably going to sit there for a while. I have a hard time thinking that unless Aile's deciding I'm running the double ninja for my damage, but that'd be the incorrect. No, come on. The answer is always black belt.
Aelmarkin doing what I would be doing at this point. He's going to go spike tile hunting. So I imagine he's going to hit up Earth 1, going to check these 5 chests, going to check the 3 spike tiles that are in here, the Earth tile, and the 2 that are in the Hall of Giants, and hopefully be able to find something that he can solo grind or at least dual grind.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a really good one, and he knows about it. He resets out, and the reason why he reset out of that one is because in the room that's on the bottom right left-hand corner of this area actually has a free step off of it, so he won't get any off-tile encounters. So
yeah,
he's
that's
right
smart.
here.
That was the double fighter there, Fizzle.
Yeah, so he's going to hit this. He's going to, and then if he just keeps going up and down here, he's never going to get an off-tile encounter. And hopefully these fighters don't have anything. Like, as long as they don't have anything, I imagine Aelmarkin staying here for the rest of eternity. This is like, black belt seed. So beautiful.
That's a fantastic. It's a little absorby, though. Definitely have some absorb on them.
Yeah, but they're still going to, you can get that thief down. 2 of them, you're still going to get 8,000 experience per battle. You got Fade at level 1 on your red mage. You should be able to take these things down pretty easily, even though they have a decent amount of HP.
Yeah, 2 turns at worst.
Yeah, he needs to get that thief down. That's the other thing. Get that thief down.
I've seen quite a few times in this where, for whatever reason, Seed says, "You want to dan someone? No, you may not dan them."
Yeah. Yeah, and fighters are definitely one of those. I mean, I love seeing them. As Chat's pointing out, a good launching tile to absorb is bad. Maybe take this, get a few levels, then pick up some more, kind of do some other things, get more key items, then come back here and grab the last few levels that you need. Maybe you do that. Maybe you just take it all the way. You just go to 32, double grind at 32. I don't know. We'll see. Aelmarkin, not interested in that, is going to go ahead and get out of there at level 14.
I don't know how many heal pots he has right now that he's able to keep himself up, because he hasn't re-healed, so I think he's going out to house.
Oh, that's actually a good idea, yeah. No, he's not. He's getting out of there. He feels like level 14 is good enough for the time being. Just going to go ahead and keep it moving.
I don't know what supplies he ended up buying. I'm not sure what his heal pot situation and such is. So he might be looking to resupply before making another dip back in there.
Yeah, I'm not happy about what he's currently doing, because I didn't see what all was in Crescent. Maybe there were not heals in Crescent, and that's why he came here versus going to Crescent. But walking all through this city to get to an item shop when Crescent's item shop is literally right in front of the entrance to the city, kind of questioning that decision making. Plus, you need the Axial anyway, and you have the money for it. But I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I have a feeling he's going to be. Making his way back there. Bought a stack of houses, filled up on heal pots. I think he's going to take this grind for a while, and then once that black belt hits like 20, he's going to check out Northwest here.
Maybe he's thinking. He knows that those fighters
grind possibly. Hopefully.
Yeah, he knows those fighters have quite a bit of HP. It's taking a little bit longer than the 1 to 2 rounds of combat that he would hope for. Plus, he's in the area. May as well check these out. See, get ambushed by a couple of undead. That's good.
You know, but once he gets that black belt up to like 23, 24, you throw the masa on the red mage, black belt will be doing good enough with his fists.
Yeah, Spectre's just annoying with mute, and he doesn't even want to know what's on the other spike tile because he's just tired of it already, which I don't blame him. Gonna go on ahead, burn off the encounter. Gonna go high up here. Interesting, because he will get the off-tile encounter if he takes the tile up here. And we know that either scorpions or cobras are the ones with death touch.
Yeah, less off tiles. Ooh, mummies with ice too. That could be a little annoying.
Yeah. And seeliefae gonna get the tail. So she's got her tail. She's got her canoe. And is going to go on ahead and make her way over to the Raycon Desert so she can get in the air. I would say best bet she's going to be in the air about 11 or 12 minutes after Aelmarkin got in the air.
Spent a little more time grinding though, so already has some half decent levels coming into this as opposed to where Ael's just starting his grind at this point.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think. Unfortunately, that red mage cannot learn warp and won't learn exit until class change. So like he's gonna have to walk whatever levels he gets in here out of here.
A little annoying, a little scary, but hopefully once you're getting high enough, this is just me, but these ones seem super ambushy compared to the other ones, and I know that's completely speculative because it's the same encounter. But I'd go back to the other one. I don't know why.
Yeah, and Fizzle pointing out what I said earlier. Dear Aelmarkin, not this room. Bottom left room is the one you want to be grinding on. And man, that fighter took down that black belt. That is going to annoy him. I would be tilted at this point because he's out of fade charges, it looks like. And that red mage with the sun sword doesn't seem to be doing much damage. Luckily able to kill him.
It's a ton of experience in that. Life 2 able to bring him back up though, so...
Yeah, so it doesn't hurt too much, but yeah, that's still kind of annoying.
At this point, I think I'd be throwing that red mage up top because at least he's got some absorb with that chain armor going on.
This is an interesting play here by seeliefae, and I kind of like it to a certain degree. I hate going to ordeals on the airship, and I guess if you're heading over this way, maybe make a pit stop down to ordeals while you're still in the canoe boat situation before you end up in the air.
Yeah, anytime I can route that in, I like that because it's a much faster walk, that's for sure, as opposed to running all the way through. But
yeah, and seeliefae's getting the business from the space with thunder and glance. It takes a wipe. Luckily saved not too far outside of ordeals, which makes me wonder why even take the encounter to begin with. Maybe just reset out of it once you start seeing things are kind of going south. But at least at this point now, we're gonna get a dungeon. We're gonna see what's happening here in ordeals here in just a moment.
Yeah, Sealie's gonna make her way through that. And Ael still doing the old fighter fights.
So
building up.
Definitely gonna focus more on what Seelie's doing right now. Though he's already level 20. Like this is big. When you want to talk about like where you want to be when you have a black belt party, like, these kind of levels this early on, this grind tile. Like this is just absolutely perfect for Aelmarkin.
You're gonna be. You could take this if you want right up. You don't have to go all the way to 42, but even if you went to like 37 and you're at the 30-minute mark, you're gonna hit 42 by the end of the game, and you're gonna be set.
Yeah, I mean, I'm interested to see how far Aelmarkin will take this. I expect 32 because of how early we are in the game, and that he'll just try to gain the rest of his levels along the way since he knows he has so much of the game left. But we'll see. He could go up to like 37, 38, and then try to maybe hit 42 before he goes into Topher. I don't know. But
Seal making her way through the glorious randomized pillars and getting unfortunately bumped back again and again and again.
Yeah. Fizzle pointing out the double grind is going to probably take a long time, but it looks like he's done with the double grind. I don't know if he's done with the double grind, but he definitely knows his black belt's going to do more damage with the fist than with the masses. So he's kind of switched it off. Now his red mage still, man, look at that. These are some beefy fighters, man. 6 hits, 6 damage.
Yeah, they've got some absorb going on, that's for sure.
Yeah. Seelie getting I hate this room and
Oh no, it's fourth pillar too, I think.
Yeah, and you get sent back to the beginning, completely resets out, tries to get the encounter table back to where she wants it to be before she can head back in, hopefully get through this place with the information that she has. Elmarkin done at, I didn't see what level, looked like about level 24. No, just tousing up, ran out of
Housing up,
fades.
saving the levels, making sure nothing bad happens.
Yep. And look, sorcerers, my nightmare on the screen right now. I mean, it's not bad in this game, but it was bad in the original game.
Yeah, vanilla, they were never fun.
Yeah, get ambushed by sorcerers with their dumb death touch. Then you just wipe. You're like, why?
Why?
Why? Oh,
Ice
Argyle,
Cave.
another one of my favorite encounters in the game. And
Ooh,
they're
glare.
perfect. Totally just taking out that level 12 black belt there. Luckily, you get the life too. You can bring him back to life. So cool.
All the issues that Seelie's gonna see here with, not having the levels is something that Ale is not gonna be dealing with when he's gonna have 2 beefed up characters.
And Seelie's still kind of lost in here. Everyone knows that plays with me, like if we're ever doing like a race and we're in the room together, I always just say where I'm supposed to be going aloud to myself so that I don't get lost in ordeals. I always have to be like, all right, top, bottom, 4, like. But luckily
she's through.
seeliefae has made it through. We get the encounter number 8 here with the zombie D. So with these flags, right, we have been able to randomize the encounter. We've shuffled the encounter rarity. Good Lord. Words are tough for me. So basically, the more rare encounters now are less rare. So that's why you see those kind of things.
Yes, and also we'd be remiss without saying that was a bug that was fixed by the Great Meridian.
Yes. And looks like we got a bunch of money there.
There we go. Now Ale's black belt is punching hard enough to be taking these down in one swing.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a part of me that kind of, I think he's kind of waiting for his black belt to be able to one-shot these things before he takes out his red mage. I think that he was just trying to kind of be safe, because the fighters do kind of hit a little bit hard. I mean, they're still doing like 51 damage to him. And
yeah. I think the only time he's going to be consistently taking them out with 1 is at 32. Vorpal.
Yeah, Vorpal, big
mage staff as well.
Got a bottle. Unfortunately, not anything she can currently do with the bottle until she gets in the air, which obviously she's got to head over to the Raycon Desert at this point. She has the floater. She has the canoe.
Oh yeah, next stop seeliefae's making is the desert, and then probably head straight south to Gaia to turn in that bottle.
All right. Well, seeliefae is heading northbound. And she is going to go on ahead, get back to that southern continent, and make her way over to the Raycon and get in the air.
Dealing with the normal Sahags, these ones aren't the bad ones. It's once they get angry and turn red in color, that's when we get a little worried.
Yeah, you hate to see the angry versions of the Sahags, because we know that they are housing some poison damage. So no one likes to see that on anything.
And like we said, that's gonna make C very, very annoying.
No. Rojo is pointing out though, if Seelie can get away with a walking, she might have a pretty big edge. She could make it happen. I've seen it happen before. It happened against me in my race against Cyrenus, where Cyrenus did the walking grind, and I took a stationary grind and was able to get through the game a lot quicker than I was able to.
Yeah, it's one of those things you have to kind of make a judgment call. Do you think it's going to be worth doing this? Can I take the time? Can I afford to be stationary? I mean, at this point, Ale's getting a little deep into it. Ooh, we got cheap gold bracelets on Seelie's side here in Gaia for 10K.
Yeah, that's definitely a lot better than they normally are in Gaia for DK. So
Yeah.
a little French vanilla action there. At least the prices are lower. And yeah, she's going to turn in her bottle, let herself out, as Seelie used to be called, a tiny fairies. Let herself out of the bottle and go down to the bottom of this lake and see what the fairy gets out of there.
Yep. Pops the bottle. We got cubed from the bottom of the well.
Yeah, so that is definitely go mode. So she is at least key item wise ahead. Now, as far as levels, of course, we already know that Elmarkin is way ahead level wise. Seelie knows she has the slab. She picked it up somewhere. Maybe doesn't remember if she translated it or not. So I think she's got to make her way back to Melman and do that first. Okay.
Yeah, the only way that we're not in go mode at this point is we're still missing one loose. So if that chime ends up being our second loose, we could be in for a little, or our rod, and we could be in for a little bit. But we've still got waterfall. We've got that slab turn in, and there's a few options there that hopefully we're not going to be digging too long.
Exactly. Like you said, got the waterfall. We've got the slab turn in. We still have Volcano, which we haven't been to. We still have Ice Cave, which we haven't been to. I assume with Exit and Warp being where they are, these guys are not going to Ice Cave until probably near the end of the game. They're hoping in their minds that something like we got a ribbon pickup on Seelie's side.
Very nice.
That's huge. And a katana, if she does decide to bring one of her thieves back to life after a class change. I mean, that's gonna be huge for that thief.
Yeah, have a Vorpal with one, katana with the other. That's not bad.
Yeah, I like it. This is not a check I typically make with this party because I don't do class change with black belts, so I don't typically check these chests. So it's awesome that she has checked them and obviously found a ribbon. I'm interested to see if Elmarkin will make these checks. Probably will because he's doing the grind so early, but we'll see.
Yeah, I think once this is done, you're going to probably see Ale make his way in this direction and promote. Yeah. Because then he'll have access to it. Was Warp he would have access to, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so...
we have... No, not Warp. Warp is not. It's Exit that you would have access to at level 6.
Yeah, so... And he'll definitely have the levels to be able to cast it. So he'll be able to maneuver his way through, doing ice and waterfall a lot quicker.
Yeah, Fizzle, question in chat from Fizzle. Ale's going to check party, and maybe not. We've already found our first loose. It was the Adamant in Matoya's cave, right next to the canal. And that Adamant did lead to, I'm checking the floater. So it was a required check there. We're still missing all those junk items. Aside from the tail, we're still missing the power box. We're still missing the Thor's hammer. We're still missing the opal bracelet.
Yeah, we've got quite a few checks to go. Though, like we said, we got ice. We got here waterfall Seelie going through. We've got that slab. We've got a volcano incentive, and Aelmarkin hit 32 and says, "I'm good to go."
Yeah, so he'll probably two-man the rest of this to get the levels. He's trying to decide what he wants to do. He's going to go on ahead and do Volcano. So now we've got super route divergence here. Seelie hitting all the northern continent checks, the ordeals, doing the bottle turn in. Hasn't done the slab translation or the slab turn in yet, but is hitting up waterfall right now. Whereas Elmarkin is going to do the the southern continent checks, the volcano, and then more than likely hit ice. Probably not. Like I said, probably won't hit Ice Cave because of the lack of warps.
Yeah, I'm surprised if he was bringing everybody up and doing that. He's got enough MDef on that black belt now that class change at this point wouldn't be a horrible idea.
No. Yeah, I mean, he's probably just brought the thieves up to help him run. Like, he doesn't need battles, so he'd rather have guaranteed running from those thieves, since you have like about a 90-ish% chance to run away from battles with those guys, whereas your black belts and your red mages don't have great ability to run from battles, I'm assuming.
No, black belts, they're really good with their hands. They punch a lot, but when you tell them to run the 100-meter dash, they fall on their face.
Yeah. And seeliefae is, we got a sandwich eating station here, and it's unrunnable, which means you cannot get ambushed by it. Oof. Seelie's got to be excited. If I was, that's exciting stuff. Especially 2-man, you're already here. You can't warp out of here. Rod is required. I'm taking this. I don't know. What are you thinking?
Oh yeah, for sure. And it's free steps as well. You're not going to get attacked on off steps there at all.
Yeah, there's no possible way unless you go up and down. I mean, if you go down, up, you go left, right, left, there's no possible way.
Yeah.
And they have much less absorb. And it seems like she might not be getting as much experience from this as she was from the as Ale was getting from the fighters. But oh no, she's getting out of there.
Not interested in doing her grind quite yet, I guess, but that's okay. And I mean, I'm sure at some point she's gonna find a tile that really suits her fancy.
Yeah, I for me personally, I would have liked to have seen a few more levels, but I guess she's gonna be old, which just fine. It works.
She's gonna have to make her way back out now, and here we've got Ale checking bottom part here. Fire checking out the trap tile, which is jerk birds.
Yeah,
Bane sword.
So far, these spike tiles have been, they've been pretty good. I mean, you got fighters, you got sandworms. The birds aren't too bad if you have like a black shirt or they typically roll like super low health and they give decent enough experience.
Yeah, I find them a really good early grind, especially if you have any sort of caster item that you can drop the whole pack really quickly.
Yeah, like
there's a caster item.
Yeah, I was gonna say with that Zeus Gauntlet, you could probably take him down pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Elmarkin doing the full clear here in Volcano on the Agama floor. As seeliefae is going to try to get her rod out of here, so we know seeliefae ahead on the key item checks. She's got her cube, she's got her rod. We got in the rod, and the cube came from the bottle turn in, which the bottle came out of Ordeal. So we know all the northern checks are required at this point, except for the slab. We don't know what's going on with the slab right now, since I don't think she's translated it.
Oh no, unfortunately Seelie took a wipe.
Ooh, I missed what happened. I was looking over at Elmarkin's screen.
Just got beat up. Just unfortunately not the HP to take the constant hits. And the mummies, those Ice 2 mummies, were whittling her down here and there.
Yeah, and it looks like Fizzle's wondering, what I'm kind of wondering too, not interested in going back in for the rod, especially with the grind tile in there. I mean, I know those mummies there, like at that point, I'm definitely like, well, I may as well take a grind and get a crap ton of levels here so I can get out of here with whatever I need. But no, gonna go on ahead and abandon it, maybe come back when she has the Axial.
I guess, yeah, thinking something else at this point.
Yeah, Elmarkin.
Crown.
Yeah. Well, Crown pickup had to go through some lobster and sea snakes with poison. Oh no. Oh no.
Sea is going to be an absolute slog.
You know what that means though? Like if poison is on that first run, I think the only enemy in the game that has poison is Casties. And if we've seen it on red sahags and sea snakes,
Medusa
something else.
Poison.
Yeah, I'm thinking something else might have poison as well. And yeah, like Chad is pointing out, Space Drake. I am not looking forward to Sea Shrine for Yeah.
There's some more poison damage. That one coming from Tiamat though, which is rolled between that.
Yeah. Thundercloud correcting me here that they have multiple poisons in their script, so that it might have been spread out a little bit there. So it might not be on the Medusa script, but blink and you miss. Elmarkin punches and fades down. Carry. We got our first orb lit up at the 42-minute mark, and seeliefae is going to make her trip into Volcano. Outside of the crown, we didn't really see much.
No, there were no good items or anything that got pulled out of it. Now, Ale did orphan a few chests at the top. Womp womp.
Womp womp. There's our first womp womp. He completely doesn't even care about it.
Astos gets to live today.
Yeah. Ailmarkin crashes his airship into the side of Ice Cave, realizing, I don't want to go to Ice Cave. What am I thinking?
That's it. You know what? The gods told me I can't land here. I'm out.
Yeah. And Ailmarkin is
those cardia checks. Yeah.
So he'll be rewarded with that ribbon that we saw earlier.
And he's gonna get that katana as well, which I have a feeling he's gonna be class changing now with the level he's at.
32. I'm not even gonna try to do the math on that, but it's it's up there. It's over 100.
It's good.
It's good. It's decent enough. And Ailmarkin's going to slam his airship into the beach first before he actually lands it there next to the swamp area.
Unlike in Ice, this time he actually sticks around.
Yeah. And gets his katana and his ribbon from the Cardia swamp checks. Got to be happy with that.
Oh yeah, that's a good one to have. He's got one ninja. He'll have one ninja that's around 14, I think. So it'll be at least helping a little bit.
Yeah, Gloomtree pointing out, I mean, getting that exit on the Red Mage, level 32 Red Mage, yeah, that's going to probably, that's worth it. That's going to get you in and out of Waterfall quickly. You only have to do the one loop on the Ice Cave. And, in case you have to do, if the last loot item is required and it happens to be in Mermaids or something, you can exit out pretty quickly there. So, one of the more, it's just a really awesome spell, exit.
Yeah, it'll be useful. He hasn't equipped that ribbon yet, though.
Yeah, he needs to
do it looking pretty.
Yeah. Well, he's about. Yeah, there you go. We're good to go now. We're good.
See if he puts should be throwing on that katana. That's the word I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I think so. He's got to. You may as well.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah. LCPE here in chat, my musical partner. We got some more music coming at you guys at some point. Dang, showcased it a little bit last night when he hosted a race. So I'm excited to see him here. The Space Drake, one of our newer people. Burt Reynolds, our tracker tonight. All the tracker notes over here. I'm just looking at it and I'm like, I know things are happening. This is fantastic. And of course, Mars Uber. Oh my gosh, Ubermuller here, hanging out with me in the comms booth. Good time. And Gouda's going to help us out with the restream there. And feel free to follow Gouda 632, myself, Burt Reynolds, Ilmar's Ubermuller, if you want to do the thing. Follow our runners, of course. Ailmark and seeliefae are 2 and 2s. One of them trying to get their third one here in the spring tournament. The other one trying to avoid their third loss. And there's your life and exit here. So
very wisely puts life first, so that way he doesn't die to the exit boss in the first slot of magic.
Yeah, definitely almost happened to me before. Gonna go on ahead, get out of here with the exit, then head up this cave. So this is the only area we don't know what's here. We know that the rod was in Waterfall. We know the bottle was in Ordeals, which led to the cube. Neither runner has done the slab turn-in, which I'm still baffled neither runner has done yet. Elmarkin was kind of in the area when he did the cardia check. But he'll probably maybe route it all in together when he finally hits the Ordeals and Waterfall.
I'm thinking he's hoping that he can find his bottle and then be able to do both Gaia and Lefane at the same time.
Yeah. And Burt Reynolds pointing out the down and left is incorrect here. I didn't mention it, so it was clearly the right play. So I don't know.
What are your thoughts on down and left, Greg?
I don't have any. I have no thoughts. But Kenny started pointing out Thor's hammer here. No, because Thor's hammer was the crown turn-in, which was in our incentive volcano. So we're max money chests. Max money, big time.
Ale got that crown out of that chest, went over and said, "Here," and Astos said, "You can have this," and Ale just said, "You get to live."
And that is very true. He was not interested in that Thor's hammer at all. As seeliefae does pick up her crown, she's going to keep it moving. But to answer the question about the down and left, when you get to Ice 2, when you get out of that first big room there, this big square room, you can either go down and left or you can go left and down. Now, normal runners, people that are good at the game, go down and left. All the other people, the monsters out there, the crazy people, they go left and down. That's all I'm trying to say. That's what's going on there. We'll talk more about routing once we get to Sky Palace.
I'm really hoping someone decides to go like left, up, left, down, 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 or something. Just completely off the wall.
Yeah, I might lose my mind if that happens. seeliefae is heading down. Got beat. Sorry, Ailmarkin got beat up by some lobsters. Man, lobsters in this game, they're no joke.
Lobsters are never a joke. They're my sorcerers to you. I can't stand them.
Yeah, can we talk about something real quick? seeliefae's levels are pretty good. She's like level 21 right now. 21, 22.
That which, walking grind paying off.
Yeah, big time paying off. As we get our second look at the Fire Fiend here, thinking about what she wants to do. She's got one fast. I'd throw it out there for sure.
Carrie, while not overly crazy, did have about 1,000 hit points, so packs a little bit of HP.
Yeah, Opal Cheerio coming out of Ice Cave, so that's a couple of womp womps here. Did not need to do fire, did not need to do ice. At this point, even though Ailmarkin has the levels, he's got to feel like, oh my god, these first 2 checks I've done have been completely worthless, and I haven't found a loose item yet. But blink and you miss. seeliefae does lose a red mage, but Carrie goes down, and she lights up her first orb at the 50-minute mark.
Tied up on ours, Seelie has that little bit of lead in progression at this point, so Ale's got to pick that up, but his levels should hopefully allow him to run through things a little better.
Yeah, unfortunately, I imagine seeliefae, and if she does not, he does remember that he's done the slab. So Ailmarkin is going to do the slab printing. Hopefully, Seelie remembers that she also either has the slab or needs to do the slab in order to talk to the Loompa people. The only thing that we have left right now, as far as anything is concerned, I think we've done all of our fetch questing, which means this is either the power bonk or the chime.
That's right. So we're either looking for a loose that's going to be required, or we have our no mode for us, and our runners will figure that out without having to dive too many chests.
Seelie getting the bad news on the Thor's hammer as well is going to take Astos down, and we had a vanilla chime. Ailmarkin not in go mode, but in actually not in no mode either, because he still needs to do the ordeals and the waterfall. If Seelie can get down to wherever I'm trying to say,
LaFane.
LaFane, thank you, and get that chime, she will actually be in go mode.
Yeah. Oof, that's a good tile, but good god, those Gasties have some HP.
Yeah, this is one of those kind of deceptively good tiles. Like you're like, oh man, the XP is so good, but because they have such high health, their scaling can be all over the place. You can have Gasties roll under 300 and roll as high as like 800 or 900.
They were right around 650 to 7 with that. They were not. They were beefy.
Yeah, and Ailmarkin never even saw that tile, because remember, he got ambushed by the Geist and got out of there. So he didn't even know the gas.
Yeah, he bounced on that real quick, but ended up finding that fighter tile, which clearly was a good goal for him.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's gonna take this.
Yeah, I don't know if that was a misstep, because you can easily misstep in this room and take the tile a second time. Or if it was purposeful that you wanted to take this tile, but hey, she'll get the experience for it, and she, getting both these characters up to level 32 will be much quicker here, I think, than it would have been for than it was for Ailmarkin earlier, especially since she has so many key items now.
Yeah, she's gonna gain XP quick, and a blessing in disguise that red mage goes down right when it does.
Yeah, gets up to 25. Not going to take it again. I don't blame her. She would take a white 4, 100% certain if she tried to take that that tile solo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And gonna get out of there. Elmarkin making very short work of the pillar maze here. Gonna get greeted with what we know something has death touch here, but they run away. They have low morale, so it's fine.
Yeah, that black belt just looks at them and they all get scared. See, it's that stare thing in reverse.
Yeah, so here's the thing. If seeliefae could do the slab turn in, she can avoid Ice Cave, which is a huge time save for her.
She still has to go back to Waterfall, though.
Yeah, but that's fine. You got to pick up Axio. You're gonna have to go to the area anyway. So it's fine. It's definitely, it'll take less time to go through Waterfall and walk it out than to go through Ice Cave and get a Womp Womp.
And there she goes. She's off to get that chime. So she's going to be in no mode. She knows that Rod is sitting there in Waterfall. It's going to be a heck of a lot easier for her this time to make her way through and grab that Rod and be in official go mode, while Ale picks up his bottle, which we know will lead to Cube.
Yeah, and so he's at this point now where he's hoping that Waterfall leads to the Rod, or he's hoping that this bottle leads to either the Rod or the Cube, and that Waterfall leads to either the Cube, because he doesn't want to have to look for another loose item. Now, we know that's the case, that the power bonk is going to be loose somewhere. So this should be a pretty quick check for Ale, especially with exit. Be able to run in there super quick.
Nice level 7 check for that one spell to be locked to. That red wizard learns that first slot here. And
Yes.
that's a fantastic one to have, even just a couple of casts of, because a really evasive Chaos or Tia, that can help a lot.
Yeah, and Seelie in no mode, like we said before, does get the chime. We knew the chime was there thanks to Ailmarkin. So she is in official no mode. And with this party, with what they have, the one ribbon, you're running a black belt. You got gold bracelet, pro ring. You've got a massa that you can throw on your red mage. You've got great spells on your people. Like, you don't have anything else you really need to do. I can't imagine either of these guys checking chests at this point, or especially Seelie checking chests.
Yeah, you check the few greed chests in Sky maybe, and also in C. If you get lucky and find that second ribbon, awesome. If not, I think you still feel comfortable enough to go.
Yeah, and clearly she's not interested. I won. Gets ambushed by the Cerberuses with heat. Gets out of there. Doesn't even want to see him again. They're gonna reset one more time. And in about, I'd say, a minute and a half, Elmarkin will be in go mode as well.
Yeah, Ale making the right plays, going for all those incentive locations, is going to be rewarded.
Yeah. The only thing that really hurt him was the Ice Cave dive. It was the only thing that would have cost him any time. Luckily, he had exit, and not that it really mattered, because I would have probably just reset out of it. But
well, he wouldn't have been able to, because you got the crown out of that, so you couldn't have. I don't know if you could have taken the chance on getting a fetch. If it was straight up Thor, that would have been something.
Yeah, it was Ice Cave had the Opal Cheerio.
Was that the Opal? Man, my mind's gone.
Good, it's all good. The crown was an incentive fire.
Fire, yeah. Jeez.
Yeah.
Chad will roast me in a second for it, don't worry.
Burt Reynolds is pointing out the obvious here. Exit's huge for Ale. Got all that MDAF. Levels are there. At this point, while they could be neck and neck in one way or another, Elmarkin definitely has the lead because he's in go mode. He has all the key items. He has the levels. He is not opening another box again. He'll pick up some heals here, and then this will be the last time he'll probably check anything. And then, we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
This is going to be a few greed checks, I think, to see if he can get lucky on a second ribbon. But outside of that, nothing else is being opened up.
I'll be honest with you, I'd be surprised if he even did a greed check.
There's two chests here that are literally in your way.
Ooh, and Red Giants and Agamas here on the Blue Dragon tile. That's not too bad. I like that.
Oh, Ale gets lucky because he finds the gigantic pack of Arsahags and gets off a fade before the poison starts rolling in.
Yeah, and we do know as of now that Arsahags and Sea Snakes both have poison damage as their first skill. So if he's just gonna hope for the best.
Yeah, it can get real bad real quick.
Yeah. Luckily, with the life 2 on the red mage and the ribbon on the red mage, he should be fine. It just depends on what happens. If he gets bad turn order and all 9 of those or 8 of those Arsahags go first, it could probably still take him down.
Oh my god, it's Xcal. It's Xcal. It's... Yeah, whatever.
Seelie's going up! No! What? You don't go up in this room. It's always double right, double up. What is she gonna do? Is she going? Okay, we're gonna find out what she's doing. Is she going up? Is she gonna zigzag? Are we gonna go left? I'm not sure I can handle it.
I think it's a staircase to the right.
I don't know, man. Hey, chat doesn't know what they're talking about. Bert and Cheese are like left, up, up. There's no other way to go. It is always right, up, up. Like Kenny Star says, like Caleb says, that is just how you do it. No, I am not wrong. Their team. Fizzle says right, down, never down. Well, you know what? While we're talking about Sky and Sky 4 and May stuff that's getting chat all excited, let's go ahead and get some Bless RNGs out there. Why
That's
not?
right.
Let's
Come on. We know who's coming up in a few. We know who's got the potential to show up in a bit here. Get those Bless RNGs out.
If Seelie can ever stop getting encounters on this floor, I'm gonna have to. When she gets back in chat, I'm gonna talk to her about how she took 8 million encounters on Sky.
This has got Bridge of Destiny encounter rate on it, apparently.
Clearly, good call on the heal 3 there. Elmarkin getting a lot of encounters as well. Completely, as of right now, didn't. Oh, she goes right. Oh my gosh! Thank the heavens. All right, so up, right. It's fine. It's not perfect. It's not right, up, but it's fine. We're okay now. It's fine.
I'm going, if there's ever a time where I end up racing and you're ever calling one of my matches, I'm going to intentionally walk in a circle just for you.
And seeliefae taking what appears to be her 1 millionth encounter here on this floor before finally getting to the Bridge of Destiny, just to take another 2 or 3 million more before finally getting to Tiamat. Got Kraken over on Elmarkin's side. Nah, didn't. Took a hit to the face. Not too much damage there. 4 hits. Some stuff.
Let off with lightning too. Nothing big.
Yeah.
Baby hit to the ninja.
Yeah, and a big old punch to the face there, and we've made calamari as Elmarkin lights up his second orb here at the 1 hour 1 minute mark. So Bless RNGs, what are we looking for? Looking for nachos? We saw nachos. Yeah, Gurnaga's airs. Anything? Chat. 4 red or 4 R hydras.
R hydra's good.
Yeah, double fighters. No, Gloomchew wants to see a robot. I think that's what we want. Mud golems and sorcerers.
All the things you want to see.
Yeah, and Fizzle pointing out the obvious here. This is one of the last few places you add some level. You get so many encounters and so many of the encounters that give really good experience. These nachos, man, they clearly ate their nachos because they have well over 5.
They're beefed up for sure. That's Nacho Supreme at this point.
It's like the Taco Bell nacho platter thing that they have, like the party pack or whatever, is what those things clearly are. And Seelie gonna get the solo fighter. Oh my god, hype, right? Huh? Hype.
So much XP coming in for her right here. She's probably gained like 2-3 levels just on this walk.
and of course, like I said before, I think Seelie has literally taken at least 20 encounters in the last 2 floors.
Sky 4 and 5 have just been absolutely jacked for her.
Yeah, but she's level 30. Like, this is big. Like, these are good levels for her.
I think she came in at like 23.
She did. Oh, good lord. You got Fast coming out, Fire 2 out of Tia. Elmarkin is go-moding this place, which is exactly what I expected. He's going to throw a temper out.
Oh, Ink. No, look out, Ink.
No, not
thank
Ink.
God it missed.
Whew. I mean, level 30 Black Belt. But, I mean, I don't know if she picked up Lamp. Oh, Blizzard coming out doing minimal damage. Does the greed check over on Elmarkin's side. It's going to get rewarded with a few R Hydras as Tiamat goes down to a punch to the face. Level 31. seeliefae lights up her second orb at the 1 hour 3 minute mark. Orb. We are tied up on orbs. But Elmarkin
closing in quick here on number 3, though. Let's see what luck he gets on these 2 floors.
And Seelie, unfortunately, gonna have to do Waterfall all over again. And Tracker looks like she did pick up the Oxtail, so that's at least good that she remembered to grab the Oxtail out of Crescent. But yeah, I mean, chat's pointing out why.
We've got a left. We've got a left.
I see the left. I see the left. See, this is the kind of stuff I can't even handle. He's doing this on purpose. Why is he taking this battle? He does not need this battle. Now I'm going to question every play he's doing.
This has got to be building up that ninja a bit, maybe, to have another melee option, maybe getting spell charges on him as well. That'd be about the only thing I could think of.
Yeah, and Elmarkin going left and up just completely doesn't know what he's doing. Never played the game before, obviously. And this is what happens. You get ambushed by Airs and Durnagas when you go left and up.
That is the incorrect RNG manipulation.
And then you get double encounters back to back that you take. So just is what it is, and we're gonna get some Bless Arm again. Are we gonna see the robot chicken this time around? We didn't see it the first time. We saw plenty of other random encounters. We saw our Hydras. We saw fighters.
Yeah, we saw like 50 encounters, but none of them involved some sort of robot-like creature.
Yeah. And Elmarkin was able to get off of Sky 4 pretty easily, but I think he's going to get all his encounters here. It's like he got 3 encounters in about 4 steps.
Oh, the Hangry Canuck comes in with some friends. Good to see you, Hangry.
Yeah, Hangry showing up with a party pack of 5 people. And man, I'm just excited that everyone's still here hanging out.
There he is. He's here. The robot chicken is here.
Oh my gosh. And the robot chicken punches his black belt. Let's see if his black belt can punch him harder. He does. And
boy, that's a pretty paper chicken.
Yeah, and wow. And just like that, Elmarkin's up to level 37 there on his black belt. Whew. He's going to be punching a lot of things here. And Seelie doing kind of the smart thing, bringing her thieves back up to get away from these dumb encounters here that kind of wrecked her a little bit earlier in the game. Gonna take the sandworm. Gonna get her rod back so she can be in go mode. And on the left side, we've got a Tia fight happening with a bunch of temper coming out. Tiamat punches, does minimal damage to that black belt. Black belt says, hey, you punched me? Let me show you what punching really is.
Yeah, this is how you use your fists.
The whole thing, you think that's a fist? This is a fist.
Yeah.
As Elmarkin gets the R Anklo there on the, hanging out in front of his airship.
Another one of my most hated enemies. So much HP for nothing good in return.
Yeah, and they hit so hard, too. They just hit so hard. Even in vanilla, they just entirely too beefy. And Elmarkin routing in some black magic pickup. I like it. Yeah, chat pointing out Seelie could have probably been in go mode about 20 minutes ago. Did decide not to deal with trying to get the rod out of there, not grinding on the sandworms, and come back later for it, which is fine. It is, it worked out for her. She was able to come back with better levels.
Her levels were pretty low at that point, and there were the mummies with Ice 2 were just chipping her away before she had a real chance.
Yeah. So luckily has the Oxyale. Only one orb behind Aelmarkin. Gonna go mode C. Hopefully gets the good encounter table that Aelmarkin got and doesn't see those red sahags and sea snakes with the poison damage that we know they have.
Considering there were that many enemies that had poison damage, Ale saw none of it, which is really remarkable.
Yeah. Yeah, and like we said before, I mean the red sahag with sahag pack is it's on most of the floors in C. You know, same thing with sea snakes. They're pretty much on every floor. So you know, luck is definitely one way to put it. As he does finally getting spells, going to pick up fast and nuke. Or foregoes Quad X, which is an interesting move. Probably doesn't need it because his black belt's going to be punching for a lot.
Fasted 10-hit black belt pretty much is Quad X.
And he's going to go on ahead and get his inventory play, get rid of all those tents so that those heals are just right there. He can just press up once and heal up. And
slow mummies making things slow.
Yeah, this seed, like I said before, you know, at about the 5-minute mark, when these runners found that loose adamant, and we had the floater right away and a mass immune, all this crazy stuff happening within the first like 5 or 10 minutes of the race. This is ideal black belt seed. There's no other way around it. I mean, fighters, you had Gasties, you had a sandwich eat, you had grinds for days, you had level 1 fade, you got fast, temper, all red mage learnable. I mean, this is
life 2 that's red mage learnable as well. If there was ever a time you wanted to be running 2-man black belt red mage, this was your gift for it.
Yeah. And as you can see with the times here, I mean, you know, you don't really see the thing with black belts is they're consistent, and they may not be the fastest strat, they're the consistent strat. It's very rare you're going to see a black belt run like well over 2 hours, depending on what the flag sets are. Whereas, you know, they may not run as fast as fighters, but man, this seed is like, it's going by. It is a quick seed.
Yeah, you're not going to be hitting, you know, if you're running a black belt grind, you're never hitting that magic sub hour or right around that hour, but it is really, really consistent between that 130, 140 mark. If you've got a decent grind tile like they had, then you're almost always going to be right in that zone.
And we finally found the enemy that's peddling crack today, Oozes in Earth Cave. You know, you just hate to see that. I mean, I understand with the current economy and what's going on, but man, you just hate to see anything peddling crack nowadays.
We have enough problems in the world. We don't need that stuff.
Definitely don't need that. Aelmarkin is going to take the middle route, which is the quickest by 2 steps. Does not get danged bats, so it worked out okay for him. These snakes are going to start off with dark, arguably less scary than poison. So that's something.
Boy, everyone get ready. Everyone say hi to the world's greatest fiend. Look at it in all its glory. There it is. Goodbye.
Out. Yep, Seal. Oh, wow.
What?
Took a punch to the face.
He took 600 damage?
Fade to what? Took a fade too?
This is a max health Lich. What's going on here?
Oh my gosh. We know that Lich can roll somewhere around 900 max, but wow. Man. That is insane. I don't think
he only attacked for 1 damage, but hey, he had HP.
Yeah, we'll see how this Kraken. Well, blinking you miss, and Kraken's down over on seeliefae's side. So seeliefae, at the 112-minute mark, has lit up her 3rd orb at the exact same time. Aelmarkin lit up his 4th orb and is making a beeline for Topher. So we're gonna get a Topher dive at a nice. Is it spelt? Is that quick? Is that the right word I'm using here? At a quick time of 1 hour 12 minutes, Aelmarkin is in Topher.
And instantly runs into some white D's because, you know, why not?
Why not? Exactly, why not? seeliefae gonna go on ahead and do the clash now. Probably would have been better to get that exit earlier. but it's okay.
Hoping to build up that MDef on that black belt there. Didn't want to go too early with it.
No, I definitely understand that. We got Caribes and
Gators.
Getting her inventory put together after taking those papers to HR.
Ooh, worms. They're a nice bunch of exp too.
Yeah,
I like worms.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of worms. You may as well take them. Get an extra 6,000 XP on your peeps.
If only it was 6,000 HP.
I know, right?
Congratulations, you're invincible. That 8-punch guy, he's just laying it in there.
Yeah, and that's the other thing I like about the black belt strats is like most Tophers are going to be about 5 to 6 minute Tophers. You're not going to have a hard time here, unless one of the bosses completely unless Kraken 2 one shot you in the back row because he's just, or glare lands on you. What?
Evidently not enough MDF at this point on that black.
Clearly. Wow. Yeah. You'd think. The 150, you'd have enough MDF to avoid a glare, but I guess not.
Ah, well, I guess Life 2 makes him healed all up.
Yeah, and Hanger Canuck pointing out it did help him on the old heal pods because he was able to just throw a Life 2 out. Well, that was nice.
Yeah, question in chat for Falconic. What was Aile's grind? There was a fighter tile on where the earths were. I believe it is. Anyway, on the first floor. It provided a lot of experience for him.
Glare lands again.
That poor black belt just can't catch a break.
I know. He should have ground to 42 at this point, clearly.
Evidently. Man, with his luck, he might have had to go all the way to 48.
I know, right? 5 hits doing 5 hit damage out of those guys, 8 hits, 870. Ah, man, Lich 2 was not nearly as beefy as Lich 1 was.
He actually packed on the pounds in that 2,000 years. He trained hard.
Yeah, he did, clearly. And seeliefae, like, we've been talking about Elmark being in Earth, heading to light up her 4th orb and try to follow Elmark in to Topher. Man, Harry was not messing around. Punched that black belt for about 400, but the black belt punched back. Did a lot of damage there, and Carry 2 is down. Elmark making short work of this place. Praying he doesn't run into a bunch of sea. Okay.
What were you about to say?
Luckily gets away from them. Waters.
Water pack for him here.
Yeah. Yeah, Hangry could point out. Topher does lose kind of its charm when you have like a 40-something black belt that's just
the great equalizer is the dude with all the fists.
Yeah, and seeliefae finally finding her fighter tile at a little late here. Get a little bit of extra XP before taking on Lich. We know Lich ate his Wheaties. What hits Kraken? 2 hits, 2 damage. 8 hits, 5 something. Lit 2 comes out. That's a free turn.
That's what you want to see.
Yeah, you like to see Fast and Temper come out after your black belt attacks. That's the way you like to see turn order go. And Nuclear coming out. Low rolls the black belt. That's fine. We're going to be fine because this punch is probably going to do it here. 15 hits, 633. Kraken is down. Sacrificial Lamb went down. Pretty good. That's not too bad.
Yeah, didn't take a punch, but still fell on the ground.
Yeah. A big fan of that. He walked right into Tia. Doesn't even care about anything. I mean, I know he healed up beforehand, but still doesn't matter. That punched off 1 hit, 1 damage.
Whoa.
That is a lot of evade. Luckily, throws the. Oh no! Poison smoke coming out. This black belt does survive. That is good. That Bane could have landed, and that would have been horrifying for him.
This is a lot of absorb and a lot of evade on this.
Yeah. This is the kind of stuff that would, if there was a fiend that could stop him, if that Bane had landed. Oh, another Bane, and it misses, but takes down the other ninja. Ain't coming out. We don't have lamp. 5 hits, 556. Ilmarkin makes it through, and I know he is probably sweating bullets.
Oh yeah, that I'm sure both those fades, and I'm sure his heart was racing a little when he saw 1 hit, 1 damage that first punch.
Yeah, I know I would have been. I would have been like, whoa. But luckily, able to get through that, avoids 2 Banes. Which, I mean, I cannot stress. Like, Bane will land on you. It will land on your level 39 black belt. Wow. So here we go. We're gonna see final fiend. The seeliefae is taking on Lich. Oh, poison coming out. As if we haven't seen enough of it today.
Everything gets damage poison.
Yeah. Seeliefae lighting up her 4th orb here. We got a punch coming out. 4 hits, 394. Gonna do some more temper strats. Completely out of turn. Crack comes out.
Oh, miss.
Oh, again, another lucky miss there on the crack because I don't think he moved his ribbon over. Blaze coming out, doing some blaze damage. Another punch, 4 hits, 377. And of course, the temper always has to come out after the punch.
Well, of course.
Last punch, 4 hits, 6.
There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, get your GGs out for Ale.
Yeah, official SRL time of 1 hour, 19 minutes, and 50 seconds. That is fast. That is a good time for a
That's
black belt led party.
Fantastic. Yeah, that's a great time by Ale.
Yeah, and we're gonna get him here in just a moment. I'm gonna go on ahead and make join us here. Oh, I guess all of us are gonna ask if he wants to join us. seeliefae gonna go on ahead and eat a few more gas dragons before heading into Topher. Make sure she's got plenty of levels before she tries to take on go back 2,000 years in the past. And just waiting on Ale, waiting on Ale. Look at that.
Sealy gonna continue to punch and slash and katana. And a nice sword. Yeah, these Gasties have a lot of HP though. They're definitely thick. Looks like she's done with her grind here now. Gonna make her way up and get ready to head into Topher. Pick up some last minute provisions and spells possibly. Yep, gonna be going through. Just wants to pick up some heal pots, make sure she's topped off on that.
Ooh, and what's up, Ale? Ale. GG.
Sorry, thank you. I was putting on push to talk, so I'll sit here and broadcast everything I say and think.
It's awesome. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing good now that, I don't know. Black belt strats always get me nervous.
I mean, we talk about the black belt strats and how nervous they could be. The seed could have definitely rolled a lot differently and made the black belt a lot harder. But I think that this was like the perfect seed for a black belt. I mean, you got your first loot right away. You had a great grind towel really early on. You had a mass immune. You had great red magic. Overall, I think you played it great. It was, obviously, you put out a 1 hour. So obviously it went really well for you. At any point in time, were you feeling nervous about your time? Did you feel like you were ever behind?
So I mean, let's be honest. Like, whenever you sit there and dedicate time to a black belt grind, and you're sitting there watching the clock go, and you're watching your 2-man levels just go, I get nervous the entire time because it's like I feel like I could have like done more turn-ins. I could have gotten a couple more items for the bonus XP taking in. You know, maybe I missed a really amazing grind tile by settling for this particular one. So it's you know, that always sits in the back of your mind whenever you're doing these kind of races with black belt strats, and I think that was really the start of it. Like, just watching the timer tick up at the start, grinding on that 1-fighter, 2-fighter tile. It's like, oh man.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it obviously worked out really well for you. I mean, I would have more than likely done a similar thing. Just take the thing you're there. You know, there's no reason not to just go on ahead and get your levels. And Seelie went on ahead and went more for a walking grind. And for her, she was able to still get pretty high levels. She got like 1 million encounters on Sky 4 and the Bridge of Destiny. Like, she went into Sky at like level 20, I think killed Tia at like level 30.
Oh wow, that's
it was insane.
crazy.
Yeah, it was insane. How'd that Wormex treat you?
I mean, you know, you just got to push his buttons right and he falls apart in your hands. So. But no, that's always, so this is one of my big things that I've noticed a lot with a lot of races and practices and just observing people with black belt strats is whenever you have a fight right off of a hard reset, that always comes into the back of your head like, well, maybe I should start checking overworld encounters for things. Like, maybe there's a blue Tyro hiding somewhere. Maybe there's like a really good like sandworm tile somewhere that you're just like missing out on.
Mm-hmm.
So but this whole encounter table felt like it was front loaded. Like, you had a decent run after like the 3rd or 4th encounter.
Yeah,
and everything was like evenly spaced. Like, oh, here's a fight, here's a fight, here's a fight, here's a fight, and it's just like, can you leave me alone? I'm trying to run here.
Yeah, that was something that Omar's pointed out, that like there was like a pretty good run there about 3 or 4 in. I'm gonna go on ahead and call this carry battle here on seeliefae's side because we blinked and completely missed the Lich 2 battle, but Seelie is gonna punch carry down 7 hits 432, and she has taken down carry. 2 is gonna make her way through here and hopefully be able to get the Kraken here in just a bit. Speaking of, how'd you feel about all that Bane coming out of TMS?
I started seeing Bane, I started seeing Crack. I'm just like, I know I promoted early to get exit. Please don't let it hit my black belt.
So evidently, the undef spell you needed was Glare, though. That seemed to be a bigger problem.
I mean, it worked out great. Like, I had plenty of life 2 charges, so instead of burning pots on the black belt, I was like, I'll just bring you back up from 0. Then it happened again. I was like, all right, can you guys knock it off?
Yeah. So, yeah, that was pretty ridiculous. Did you happen to see the poison damage on the Arsa Hags and the Sea Snakes?
I saw it on the Sea Snakes. I did not see it on the Arsa Hags.
We saw it on the overworld side. Must have been something that they didn't want to do too terribly often, because I know that you ran into them in Sea Shrine and never saw it on that 9-pack.
Yeah, so the thing I saw early on the overworld when I was trying to sail from the first time from the Inner Sea to Crescent, I saw the Kaizokus, the blue pirates, and they had Blaze, and I'm like, well, let me never try and take a frickin' fight on the sea if I can. So I actively tried to make sure I was like tenting and saving and resetting and avoiding all that nonsense as much as I could.
Yeah, we saw that. I felt bad for you because you definitely lost like quite a bit of time. Not quite a bit, but it was like you had sailed pretty far. Like you were well over halfway there when you did that encounter.
Yeah, I think I was like, if you go back and look, I think you could barely see that peninsula where the Crescent Lake dock is at, like coming into the view on the left-hand side. And it's like ambushed, Blaze. I'm like, well, back to Dwarf Camp.
Yeah, pretty much. Seelie. Oh, go on ahead.
I was going to say, speaking of troll encounters, how great was it sitting there for a good 3 minutes watching Gerwolves cast Heal 2 and Heal 3 repeatedly?
I just put my controller down. I'm like, well, I'm going to kick back and wait, because they ambushed me too, and there were 7 of them. And I'll let y'all do Kraken too, because it looks like that's where we're at, so.
We get a swing from the Katana here, 4 hits, 67 fast, going out onto the black belt. Nuclear Kraken. Oh, unfortunately rolls and takes out one of the ninjas. 14 punches from the black belt for 446, round 2. Swing from that katana. Again, Kraken reaches out and destroys the ninja, but thankfully black belt comes out, gives a good punch, Kraken down.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know how this seed would have played with having a fighter, but I was kind of glad we rolled a black belt with the draft.
Yeah. I think it would have been equally fast. I mean,
you had that early Masa, so
you guys had like pretty absurd gear. Like just overall, like everything was so great. Oh yeah, and then the other thing, we're watching Seelie take on Tia right now. One hit, one damage as well. That couldn't have felt good. The highly evasive, highly Tia.
yeah, I was really glad I fat fingered and hit that lock spell that first round.
We thought that was on purpose. We were like, man, he was really thinking ahead there. Seelie, 6 hits, 605 on Tia, is doing some damage now thanks to the lock strats coming out.
Got lucky the Bane missed as well.
Yeah.
He's been throwing that Bane out, but hasn't been getting a lot of success with it.
Yeah, but 8 hits, 557, and Tia 2 goes down. And she's just one step closer. One fiend closer to closing this 2000 time loop and moving on. So, Ale, you're 3-2. You started this this whole fiasco at 0-2. How you feeling about your last 3 wins in a row?
I mean, now that I got my legs underneath me, I think I'm doing all right. It's just this is the first big tournament I've been part of, so it's like getting out of your own head takes a little bit. And after the first week with the 4 Red Mage party doing its thing, I think it kind of got to me, and it just kind of went downhill from there. But regain my traction and open and finish out.
Yeah. So we got more or less kind of the similar situation here on seeliefae's side as Elmarkin did. You got your fast, you got your tempers coming out, Lock went out there somewhere. Poison came out of Chaos. 7 hits, 640. Big hit on Chaos there. As Liv punches 3 hits, 120. Temper, of course, always coming out after you attack. Because, that's the way you want it. You always want to see fast and temper happen after your black belt. Lock hitting, and Lane goes down. 11 hits, 832. Big old hit, and another hit, 4 hits, 163. Chaos is down. seeliefae with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 30 minutes, and 49 seconds. Second place victory to her, and we will bring her in here in just a moment if she would like to.
Yeah, get those GGs and chats for seeliefae giving us a good show, and having the courtesy to run it out for us all. So often we see so many people just back out, but gave us a show, so GG to her.
Yeah, it's glad I was able to tune in and watch her Topher run. It had a lot of mirrors to, I think, mine, so I'll be interested to watch back the VOD and see her walking grind in action.
Yeah, definitely go back and check it. She found the sandwich eating station before you did, and I thought for sure she was going to take it because it was unrunnable, and seemed to have a little bit less absorb, and it just went down a little bit quicker than the fighters went down. But yeah, she really committed to the walking grind, and it didn't win this one, but her time was still great.
Yeah, I think that's something that a lot of people haven't really explored, is doing a walking grind with the black belt. Like, I feel like everyone within the community thinks, oh, black belt, find a grind tile and sit there for, until your fingers start bleeding from sitting there, just doing that forever and a day. But I think depending on your encounter table and how good you are, either kind of manipulating your overworld fights and how lucky you get, I think it would be really interesting to see how a walking black belt grind would fare in some of these seeds.
Yeah, I mean, you could go back and watch the Cyranus' race against me. He grind. So, let's see here. But yeah, I mean, it can work. I think that, if you want to get to those high 30s, you've got to run 2-man. I think it's just the kind of the way you have to do it.
Yeah, I agree. And especially on the tile you find too, I was sitting there the entire time. Okay, do I drop down to one man for this fighter grind? And it turns out they just had more absorbed than I thought they did. So I was like, I'll have two people over 30 level, over 32, over 34, whatever. If anything, since it's my life caster, it'll give me some extra insurance for if I happen to see like a nuke or anything like that later on in the games.
Yeah, the red mage having a lot of good magic for it there wasn't a bad thing to have him buffed up a lot as well.
Yeah, exactly.
So just waiting on Seelie to join us here.
Yeah, so yeah, just feel free to keep talking. Oh, actually, speaking of, we should be able to get her in here right now. Seelie, how you doing?
Hey, hi. That was really fun.
Yeah, that was really good. We were talking to Ale a little bit about it and just how good that early game was. I mean, in the first 15 minutes, we had one loose item, we had a massa, we had a canoe, we had a floater.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I found my canoe a bit later than that, but yeah, like the masa straight off, and the loose item, which meant that the other item probably didn't matter, which ended up true. We didn't need the second loose. So yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah. We enjoyed watching you take a different route as far as doing the walking grind versus Ailmarkin did the fighters that were on the Earth pile and Earth One. How did you feel about just standing those two thieves off right away and letting the fades and the massa do the work to get the
Right.
level?
Right. So my initial plan was to actually kill off the black belt and run the double thief and red up
Mm,
until I found a grind tile and then kill the thieves and run the black belt. But that masa meant that the black belt could actually contribute. So like it was a no-brainer to go two-man until I needed the run chance.
awesome.
You had a really good run going, and unfortunately, you hit one little snafu.
Hmm.
Talk about that unfortunate time through waterfall.
Wow. Okay. So I wasn't paying super close attention to the encounter table. So I didn't know where the super long run was, and I couldn't set up a good walk through. I knew exit was promo locked, and I didn't want to promote. And warp was inaccessible. So I had to dive it, and I wanted to dive it before I started opening random chests because I wanted to check all of the incentive locations. But there were so many unrunnable fights and so many fights where I didn't get priority. And I was out of charges before I was even in the incentive room of Fade. So it I have no idea. Like I saw what the item was, and then I couldn't get it out, and I was like, okay, I just have to come back with more levels later.
Your walking grind ended up getting a substantial boost in skies 4 and 5. Did
Oh
you
yeah.
to get, I think you walked in at 23 and left at 30. Like, did you expect that much coming out of that?
I did not expect to get so many encounters in Bridge of Destiny. It is the most encounters of any room in the entire game, but usually you only see 3 or 4 fights there, and I'm pretty sure I had 8.
Yeah.
Um, so I wasn't expecting that much, but I always want to do Sky as early as I feasibly can, and I want to take as many fights as I can there because that is the best XP per step you're going to get.
Yeah, we were gonna actually say that I felt like you got more encounters on Sky 4 than you did on the Bridge of Destiny. It seemed like you took at least 20 encounters between those two areas.
Hmm.
And at some point, I know you were probably like, "I need these levels, but can I just go? I got places to
Well,
be."
if I'm gonna get the encounters, I want to get them there, right? Rather than in Earth or someplace.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
yeah, wow, that 10-minute failed dive and waterfall.
Yeah, that definitely made the difference, I think, for sure. You just hate to see that, especially in waterfall, to take that kind of wipe and then have to come back for that rod because obviously it was go mode. When you saw the sandwich or the sandworms, did you think for a moment to consider taking a few of them, or were you really just like I'm not interested?
It was so late into it that I couldn't feasibly take them and then still walk out.
Yeah.
And I already knew about the Gasties by that point, right? So
Yes.
like, there was no point. If I needed the levels, I would just go to the Gasties.
Nice. Excellent.
Where were the Gasties at?
Northwest.
Okay, the one
Yeah.
tile I didn't see in
Yes,
there.
you
Yeah,
checked
they had
the,
high HP, but they were pretty much like completely safe.
yeah, you checked the undead tile and got ambushed and decided that you didn't want to deal with that anymore. The other one was, the Gasty tile.
Womp womp.
No. Well, GG's to both of you. Ale, we already talked about how you're going to be 3-2 next week. And that's got to feel pretty good. You know, you're already in last chance qualifier realm. Obviously, that's not where you want to be. You want to win next week so you can get into that play-in race. seeliefae, I know, unfortunately, you took this loss here, which gets you at 2-3, which means you have to win next week to get into the last chance qualifier. What are your thoughts on that exactly?
I have no hope of winning the last chance qualifier, but that's okay because I have a blast playing this game and I'm going to have a blast playing it next week. My 3 losses couldn't have been to 3 better people. Ganon's Gone Wild, I believe, just defeated Crab Cakes earlier today. Gouda, who's restreaming this, you're amazing. And of course, Ailmarkin, you're in the top 10, and I'm pretty sure you're going to make brackets and you're going to do a lot of damage there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's really awesome. That's really awesome to hear. Any final words? Seelie, we'll start with you.
This game is great fun. Go to FinalFantasyRandomizer.com if you liked anything you saw here. We have a very friendly community and a lot of new player resources. The best time to start playing is right now.
And Ale, anything from you?
I mean, just kind of echoing what Sealy said, the community's a lot of fun. Every kind of spring tournament or, tournament that we do, we always brings in new players. We've got a great duckling initiative for our new players getting set up, and we hitting the streets here in just a few weeks. I mean, aside from that, it's just kind of like what she said. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy the community. I enjoy running the game. And the one thing I will say, I think that made tonight a lot of fun was doing the draft with Sealy. I mean, I don't think Double Thief, Black Belt, Red Mage is a comp I would ever normally think of running, but it was a lot of fun running it tonight. So I think drafting is kind of where it's at. So I hope to see more of that, kind of fun shenanigans in the bracket stages.
No. Yeah, well, in the bracket stages, you have to draft. So you're going to be seeing all kinds of shenanigans moving forward once we get there. So we have one more race happening in this Swiss. It's actually happening right now on Speed Gaming Prime. And then next week, we'll do our reveal on Randomania 1. It's not really a reveal because Chaos Week. But we're going to get our last little bit of pair-ups going on there for our final week of Swiss before heading into brackets. Ilmars, Ubermuller, you were my co-coms and you were amazing. You got anything else to say before we get out of here?
As always, you guys, make sure you follow the runners. Follow Mr. Gregory Puff to Bert tracking behind the scene Gouda for restreaming. And if you ever have any questions, want to figure out anything, or just want to hang out with a bunch of really cool people, join the Discord.
Awesome. Well, on behalf of course, Ilmars, Cooper Mueller, Burt Reynolds, who was our tracker tonight, Gouda 632, who was our restreamer, Random Mania for having us, and of course our 2 runners, Ailmarkin and seeliefae. I'm Gregory Puff. You guys have a wonderful rest of your night. Thanks so much for watching. Join the community. Go check out the races that are happening, and we'll see you tomorrow on Random Mania 1 for the reveal. Have a great rest of your night.